the confident part and I have the awkward part.
The confident and the awkward.
Yeah.
Okay. And why is this an issue?
Because I don't want the awkward part anymore.
You don't want the awkward
I don't
part.
want to. I don't want to. Yeah, I want the confident to stay there. I don't want the awkward to come in.
All right. Okay. So, I'm going to have these parts appear on your hands. Would that be a good
Okay.
thing?
Yep.
Okay. So, it's all right if I pick up your hands.
Yes.
Okay. So what we do is we make these hands cataleptic. So these hands just stay here, just like that. See, these hands are now hypnotized. All right. So we have confident and we have awkward. Okay, on which hand would awkward like to appear? Okay. So awkward's going to appear here, confident's going to be here. Okay. Awkward. Make a picture. What does it look like? Use your unconscious mind.
Like a pear.
It looks like a pear. It looks like a pear. Tell me more.
It's a rotting pear.
It's a rotting pear. Okay. And how does it make you feel?
Inadequate.
Inadequate. Okay. And on this hand we have confident. Okay. Now, what does confident look like?
Expansive. Hasn't got a shape or anything. It's just expansive.
It's expensive. How does it feel?
Feels in control.
Okay. Now, in control for what purpose? What does that give you? What does it give you?
Gives me a good feeling.
What does a good feeling give you?
Makes me feel like I fit in.
You fit in.
Yeah.
What does that give you?
Acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement. What's acknowledgement give you?
Freedom.
Freedom. What does freedom give you?
A good thought process.
What's a good thought process give you?
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment. What's enlightenment give you?
Peace.
Peace. What does peace give you?
Control.
Control. What control give you?
Sanity.
What does sanity give you?
Lightness.
Lightness. What does lightness give you?
Freedom.
Freedom. What does freedom give you?
Life.
Life. What does life give you?
Knowledge.
Knowledge and peace.
Knowledge and peace.
Is that the highest function of this part?
Yeah.
Is peace the highest function of this part?
Freedom.
Freedom?
Freedom.
Is freedom above peace?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's look at this part. It's a rotten pear. It's a rotten pear. Now, what does a rotten pear give you? Every behavior has a reason, doesn't it?
Allows me to hide.
Allows you to hide. And what does that give you?
Peace.
Peace? Peace. Wow, we got there, didn't we? So can you see that these parts were actually one and the same? And that at some time in your life, that they were all one? And have you noticed that they've started to shift together? Very gradually, all by themselves. Because we don't want to be fragmented, do we? We want to be whole. And we want to be aligned inside. So wouldn't it be a good idea for you to close your eyes and just allow this process to happen? Because your unconscious mind control those hands and bring them together so that you know all of the learnings will be incorporated and they will have an ever-increasing effect over because all of the resources from formerly, which we must respect, will be used, incorporated by freedom, peace. Together, they are so powerful because your unconscious mind is bringing those hands together and aligning them. So you will have new ways of looking at old behaviors. That's right. Blah blah. Deep fried bananas. Cool bananas. And deep fried Mars bars. I can't wait. It's really, isn't it amazing? Your unconscious mind. Bringing those hands together. Allowing the integration to happen. So that behaviors change. And respect all behaviors integrated. Because this wants to come to your heart. So just allow, as those hands, notice the twitching of the hands. They're coming together. This wants to happen. Your unconscious mind wants to be lined. It doesn't want to be fragmented. So those hands can come together. And you'll notice. Now. Oh. And it's going to feel so good to be aligned inside. That's right. It happened. I feel it. There. Peace. Knowledge. Freedom. And now love, because this belongs in your heart. Just breathe in. All aligned inside. Relax. Now parts come together. But this process continues as you sleep. Just think of the billions of neurons that have to make new connections, and new ways of thinking about things. Did you give yourself the respect? Because those parts are now together. And your job is to keep them together. Because that's what you want. Now, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and you're going to come back into the room, feeling refreshed, relaxed, feeling absolutely fabulous. 1, coming up. 2, feeling great. 3, coming back in the room. 4, nearly there. And 5, eyes wide open. Wow. 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 Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Now here when you do part change, notice the shift. See the shift in her face?
I felt the shift.
You felt the shift. Is that outrageous?
the shift.
Yes. Wow. Yes. is a very powerful technique. And I don't normally include the deep fried Mars bars and the blah blah. But it shows you the power of the language, doesn't it? It's the way of speaking that helps keep the hypnosis there. So I hope I demonstrated that if you speak slowly with intention, it just feels good. Because it didn't stop the integration, did it?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Right.
I felt them coming together.
Yes.
It was like, you know, Meccano. You know what I mean by Meccano? You know what I mean? Meccano? That's what it felt. It wasn't.
It's like Lego.
It wasn't smooth.
No, they do. They come like this.
And I could feel it was like little. I don't know, like
Mechanical
crane,
bits.
mechanical. I felt like mechanical arms. That's what it
Yeah.
felt like. It wasn't smooth.
And that's what you were doing too.
It's catalepsy. It's
But
a
I could-
hypnotic state.
it
But the
was-
hands are controlled by the unconscious mind. She's not consciously controlling it.
It just felt like, you know, this little, lifted, like a crane was lifting a bit here, and then this moved, and then that moved.
But you know it's happening because
Yeah.
you're very, very aware inside,
Yeah.
energetically. Sometimes it's hugely emotional, this.
Mm.
Hugely emotional. But a very, very effective process, and one of the most effective processes that you can do. I like this form of parts therapy because the client is feeling something. I think therapy must be about, you have to feel the difference.
So
The
you
client has to feel it.
keep going on that hand that had the bad or the unwanted part until you found a positive association.
I want to find the
positive
highest
feelings.
attention, the highest, what she had was the two here, right? Now, she kept looping, right? What happens is, you sort of, the person breaks through, but then they cycle back again, because we had knowledge, freedom, and she kept cycling back. What I'm looking for is the highest function of the part. People usually come to love, peace, happiness, is usually there. And then as soon as you found it in the other part, then the person has a knowledge that yes, at some point that part has separated. This is not going back to the ISE, this is just finding and saying, oh my God. Because the person thinking, you know, why are these behaviors happening? But actually, that part was always one part, these were one and the same. But it separated off as a way of accepting that behavior.
Or feeling
Now-
ashamed, a little embarrassed.
Yes,
by it.
now obviously, but we are aware we have the behavior, but with people who have separate personalities, multiple personalities, then those parts have separated hugely. But mercifully, that's not as common, but lots of people, I mean, people do have parts, we all have parts, and we have useful parts. Sometimes we have to create a part. I don't ever do that, but because I think that we have to, the job should be to integrate. That's what we do as therapists. We want to integrate. So as the hands come together, it's a way of saying, you know, all of the resources of awkward, you know, are now, you know, available to you, or all of the resources are together so that you are stronger together. And as they come, that's why I'm giving those kinds of suggestions as the hands come together. Make sense?
And I can see the moment on her face when she realised that there was peace.
Yes, the moment when
In
the
the
person
hands.
realizes that they are one and the same. And then that's always a moment, and then the hands really begin to shake. Right? But yes, it'll be a nice video.